common car joke.
Birkenstocks with socks. Nobody wants
That's
that.
the Uber geek. Only the Uber geek would do that.
Uber geek.
But you guys know what I'm saying. So we have to talk about face to face and make sure that when you guys are out there, even the customer that comes in that's already has the appointment, make sure you're there ready and greeting them, because it's the experience. You know, Jim does a great job of talking about how to make more gross. You know what a secret is? He said to you. You go out there, you believe in it, you lay it down there each and every day, and you sell it because you believe in it. And it's these simple things. It's just being there and saying, hey, welcome. Glad you had the appointment, the car's outside, here we go. What's that doing? It's building credibility and quality in what it is you're doing. So when you ask for the money, it's perceived value. Right? Best practices, right? Acknowledge customer, make eyesight, don't run from them. How many of you guys, especially, you walk into a few dealers, right? How many times you walk in a dealership and see a salesperson, they just kind of look down? I don't see you. Why? Why don't you see me? I'm a vendor, so I can get that. But I watch you do it with the customers. Don't do that. Don't think you guys do. Don't think about these things. Train your people on it. Get them excited. Get them believed in the car business and that there's money to be made. If you just do it, you show up and work. I mean, how many guys are suffering right now from just trying to get your people to do their job? Nothing more, nothing less, just their job. How many guys just bang your head against the wall? What do I do? How do I do it? Right? You gotta convince them with the same passion and energy that you want. That's how you do it. Get people excited. Car business is taking some pretty big hits. Sometimes, in most cases, some of us look at it and go, man, I can't believe we weathered that storm. Now what do we do, right? And then you got the giant, this whole online thing. Holy crap, what do I do? I got the OEM down my throat. Do this, response times, conversion rate. I'm sorry? Bullshit. I'm going to call it. Have an OEM come in, sit behind the deal, and do what you guys do every day and say, now, jackass, what should my response time be? What's a conversion rate? How am I supposed to get it? Hold them accountable like they hold you accountable. Trust me, I've had those words. Because I disagree with what's going on in the space. It's not fair what's going on. You guys work too damn hard to try and get these things done, trying to educate your staff, trying to do your common day's work, and then get beat up by the OEM on frivolous things that they don't even know what they're talking about. Because I'll tell you what, with conversion rate, until you can get the walk-in traffic at 100% measurement, you'll never know your conversion rate. How many of you guys have a CRM? And in your CRM, how many logs in there say, walk up? Well, what's a walk up?
You sure it wasn't a bus?
Taxi?
Because I tell you what, at 118 degrees, nobody walks up.
No. Something affected somebody's reason. Two things are happening. We're not asking the right question. Maybe we're too scared to ask the question. But why not? That's the only way you dealers are going to get 100% accountability is by measuring the true traffic from start to finish. You got the phone traffic. Most every 800 number CRM company, everything has the measurement on phone traffic. You got the website traffic, so you can measure that. One piece you don't have is walk-in traffic. It's a tricky one to measure. Phones. Phones are still the primary function. You get somebody on the phone. How many of you guys are just great phone people? You get them on the phone, you got the appointment, they come in. What's this? What's this? Where is it? There. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Be proud. If you don't, and you don't feel that way, there's training. Dealers, you've got to train your people. Invest in the education. Education is key. There are people out there that will just take your money and not educate you. I understand that. We've all been burned. But there are good educators out there. There's great seminars. You have to be at one. Invest in the education. That's what's going to increase your phone. Role play. How many golfers do I have in here? How many baseball people do I have? Try to find happy mediums. Okay, I'll draw a good analogy. So for the golfers, when you guys go play golf, let's say you're going to go play Pebble Beach. Are you going to go to the driving range first to practice, or are you going to practice on Pebble Beach? How come we don't have a driving range at the dealership? Do we? How many of you guys practice role play every day as part of your regimen? Very few. know they don't. But it was the analogy. Because you're not going to practice at Pebble. It's too damn expensive. And if you are practicing, wherever you work, I'm available. But to the point, mobile devices change the way the phones work a little bit. Because how many people in here, their primary phone is their mobile, they don't even have a home phone. Too damn expensive to have a home phone. It's cheap in comparison, right? But you gotta role play, you gotta practice. I can't stress that enough. There's good phone training out there. There's, again, you've got ADM, there's good best practices on there. There's good practices on driving sales, dealer elite. You can get all of this stuff. And if it's not there, post. Hey, can you give me some really good phone scripts? Or hey, how can I do better on the phone? What's some good ideas? That's the whole point of these communities. And you guys should take advantage of them.
It's funny you bring that up, Dan, because I'm going to say 5 years ago, dealers, you would pay so much money to get consultants to come into the dealership and work with your people. And I'm not saying that was a bad investment or anything, but when I look at what's available on sites like automotivedigitalmarketing.com or Dealer Elite or any of these online communities, I see hundreds of thousands of dollars worth, millions of dollars worth of intellectual property being freely shared in the form of spreadsheets you can download, Microsoft Word documents with email templates in them, videos, slideshows, PowerPoint presentations. It is amazing to me that any dealer would claim to not have access to the knowledge that they need to be successful.
It goes back to discipline. You guys heard that today, you heard it yesterday. You're hearing the repetition in the statement because you know why, guys? It's what we see day in and day out. I don't walk into as many stores as Jim does, but I walk in enough to see the same challenges that are faced. It's not an easy road. There are no silver bullets. You have to make the change. It is one of the biggest paradigm shifts in the industry, is making the change and the commitment to put process with your good people. You look at Fortune 500 companies and how they operate. They get the best people for the job. So whatever that job might be. If that job is chat, they get the best chat person. If that job's email, they find the best email people. If they have phone, they find great people to give great phone. Great face-to-face people. They put the right people in the right place. Yes, that's an investment in people. But people are what make the wheel turn. And it's very challenging. But there's ways to do it and keep your costs down. So phone best practices. Talked about that. Give your people professional training, script, inspect what you expect. Don't ignore those $800 phone lines that you guys that record and you never listen to them. If that's the case, stop paying the money. How many of you listen to 800 calls? Be honest, I won't judge you. How many? Okay. Why? How many of you that didn't raise their hand? Let's just go this way. How many that didn't raise their hand aren't in the position to listen to the 800 calls? How many of you are going to go back and start listening to your phone calls? Come on! I know it's painful. Trust me. I've listened to too many of them. But you know what it's going to do? It's going to put accountability to you, as in where you need to fix. Don't go back and say, oh, you suck. You need better phone skills. Figure it out, Jack. And something else with it. Acknowledge the problems. Find the solutions. Hey, I understand. Listen to phone calls that you have. I see some areas of opportunity I'd like to help you out with it. Let's do a little role play. Or hey, let's get you some online training. Hey, let's look at ADM and see what kind of scripts they have available.
Hey, we did the role play and you still suck.
Well, we're going to start putting you on a managed process. And that process is probably, if you don't figure it out, we're going to manage you out.
That's what I want to hear.
Guys, there's no joke. It was kind of funny because I was laughing when Rory said this. If you suck offline, you're going to suck online. Well, if you suck, you're just going to suck. I can't help you. But I'll certainly invest in you to try to make you successful. And if by then it doesn't happen, and Craig can't save you, I got to figure out some other alternatives because I can't afford that weight. It hurts too much on the bottom line this day. So that's why it's so important to hire and train your people. If you hire and train your people effectively right out of the gate, your return on investment is much higher. Because if you keep turning and burning, if you do the simple math, I'll tell you, it costs a lot of money to turn and burn. You actually waste more money than you make money. You're not saving any money. So invest in your people. Get good quality people. Don't settle. If you lose your whole sales staff today, don't panic. We commonly panic and we'll hire whoever will show up. Just breathe here in this glass, sir. If you can fog that up, you're hired. Don't do that. Stop. Hey, he can type on the keyboard. He's my internet guy. I'm sorry, I still hear that today.
He can't sell any cars, but he's a nice kid.
Yeah, he's a great kid. He's a good kid. Johnny's been around for a while. He was washing cars, and, I like him real a lot. And he understands how to do that Facebook thing.
Hey, Jim, he does show up on time, and he ain't worth a shit, but he will go get the manager's breakfast biscuits.
Does he do Starbucks?
Oh. Thanks for that one. That was good. What was the other one you had earlier?
You like that?
I like that one. I also like technology when it tails on you. It's awesome. Technology doesn't always work, see? Alright, so email. Let's talk about email. There's still value in email. Still. I think the last stats I got from NADA was 10% of overall communications on email. It's actually less than that now, and what they are trying to, everybody's pretty much proven it. I know that AutoTraderCars.com, a few of them did actual tests and case studies on it, and found out that phone and walk-in traffic's increasing. Guys, if AutoTrader comes in and tells you that, I called bullshit at first. I'll be honest, I was one of those guys that said you're full of shit. But it's true. Because I started backing with other ways to track and figure out where it came in. I created a sourcing sheet, started asking the right questions. Yeah. People will come in off that. Your used car inventory is a great source for just walk-in and phone traffic. How many of you guys agree? Good. There's one place I saw one hand, I was scared. It must be a mom. But there's truth to email. Now, I will say, there's still some things going on in email that scare me a little bit. I'm also going to kind of laugh because